What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we are going to be talking about the winners and the losers of the Patriots 3-day mandatory minicamp. Some people also like to call this the stock up and the stock down of players, but if you've been around my channel for a while, basically pretty much a year ago, I started this series for the preseason games where concluding the game, I would talk about the winners and the losers of that game. You guys really liked that series, so I'm going to be bringing it back for Patriots Minicamp. Before I hop into it, though, I want to say that I am sick and I am still getting over it, so please bear with me on that. Also, please make sure you guys right now go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below on who your winners and losers of the game were. Leaving a like, a comment, and even subscribing helps me and the channel and producing videos like this on a regular and more consistent basis. So please make sure you guys help me out there, but on with today's video. So my first winner is really a gimme, but he was definitely a winner in minicamp, and there's no way around that. And that is Tom Brady, quarterback. Brady was statistically very solid during minicamp as he was 28 of 42, which is 66% in 11 on 11 drills, and 40 out of 57 passes, which is 70% overall over the 3 practices of minicamp. Brady was not at OTAs at all because those are optional, and so Brady decides to stay home and kind of be with his family and work out. So with that being said, it has been a little bit rough for the receivers practicing with guys like Etling, Jarrett Stidham, and Brian Hoyer, not actually having their elite starting quarterback in Tom Brady, but Brady really just hopped in right away and clicked with these wide receivers such as Maurice Harris, for example, a guy who I made a video on and a guy you guys are going to hear me talk about in a little bit, but really just popped in and created chemistry with the other guys as if they had been there for forever, as if Brady had been practicing with them a few days prior. You would not have expected that most of these guys were guys that Tom Brady had never practiced with before. Brady is also a winner in this category because he got to meet his new receivers. He got to start going around and throwing with the new guys. He got to see what it's like to practice with running back Damien Harris, throw him some passes out of the backfield, also do some handoffs, but again, also be able to practice and start creating this chemistry with guys like Maurice Harris. And Brady really just gets a feel of what training camp is going to be like and what potentially he is going to have for the regular season. So really there is nothing here that tells me that Tom Brady shouldn't be a winner. Next up is another quarterback, but this time it is going to be a loser in quarterback Danny Etling. Etling has really just been a special teamer, which is very strange for a quarterback. That's not what you hear, a quarterback getting switched to special teams. But he's been working a lot in that area. He did the same thing at OTAs. Maybe Belichick just likes his speed. If we all remember, Danny Etling had that crazy 80-some yard touchdown after he faked out the entire Giants defense in the last preseason game. But yeah, he's been mostly on special teams, and the big thing is why he is on this loser list is because he is the third string quarterback. That's what he's been known for. It goes Brady, Hoyer, and then Etling. But Jarrett Stidham has come in, and with the couple of days he has had, Jarrett Stidham has fully 100% taken over as the third string quarterback. And Danny Etling has had over an entire year more than Jarrett Stidham has, and Jarrett Stidham has a couple days and already comes in and takes that third string quarterback position. And it's not even that Jarrett Stidham has been great, Jarrett Stidham's been a standout. It's not that at all. It's really that Danny Etling is not providing anything for him to be a third string or even better of a quarterback for the Patriots. He's definitely fallen down into that basement category on the Patriots quarterback depth chart, but the Patriots definitely do want to find a way to get Etling on the roster. Somehow, it's definitely not going to be quarterback-wise, but I think that's why they're trying to get him going on special teams. And if he does make it on special teams, I think that'd be very interesting, but Danny Etling got robbed of his spot in a few days. My next winner is going to be wide receiver Maurice Harris, and this is a guy I made an entire video dedicated to. So if you want to know more about Maurice Harris in depth, I made a whole video on that. I will link that in the description below if you want to watch that after this video. but Maurice Harris has been the best wide receiver, at least from what we saw at minicamp and what we are hearing from OTAs. He's undoubtedly risen up very quickly on the ranks at receiver, and for some people that shouldn't even be a surprise, as Maurice Harris's former coach on the Washington Redskins, Jay Gruden, actually said that he has a very good scouting report when he spoke of Maurice Harris. But Maurice Harris has been the guy who has caught every single ball thrown his way. He has gotten more balls than really any other receiver has thrown his way. And the great thing about Maurice Harris is, and what he is showing, again, both minicamp and OTAs, is that he is a sure-handed wide receiver. And that's what Patriots need. That's more importantly what Tom Brady needs. That's what Tom Brady wants. And Tom Brady showed that with Maurice Harris. As Maurice Harris became Tom Brady's number one receiver, Brady threw literally 90% of his balls the way of Maurice Harris, and Harris caught every single one. The biggest thing for me here is that the connection between Tom Brady and Maurice Harris is nothing that you would have expected happened within a couple days. It is not easy to build chemistry with Tom Brady. And look, I know it's just minicamp. This is not anything hardcore. Again, pads are not on. It is not contact yet. But Maurice Harris is showing something that none of the other wide receivers are being able to do. And Maurice Harris can be the downfield threat for the Patriots at 6'3", but he can also do a lot of other things in just those short dump offs for Tom Brady. But really, the big thing for me is just that chemistry between him and TB12. And just the fact that both of them are playing together like they had been playing together for multiple seasons and not just a couple days of minicamp. Because keep in mind, although Brady has had some sessions with guys like, he's played with Ben Watson before, but also having side sessions with Julian Edelman and N'Keal Harry, this was his first time actually seeing and playing with Maurice Harris. One of the days of minicamp, he had the highlight of a day, which was a deep ball reception from Brady over Duron Harmon, and it said that he actually had multiple of those types of catches. Reporters say that he is very good with those high point balls and being able to actually track the ball in the air while also being able to run very consistently with both his routes and his speed. Next up, I have loser wide receiver Dontrell Inman, and I'm not doing this on purpose like I did a quarterback winner and a loser, and now I'm doing a wide receiver winner and loser. That's not on purpose. It's just kind of how it's falling. But Dontrell Inman has not done anything since joining the Patriots that dictates that he will have any type of role with the Patriots. And why is that? It's easy enough to say he has not caught a single ball since his time with the Patriots. Now, I am a very big guy on Dontrell Inman. I like him. If you watched the signing video I made on him, you know that I said I am fighting for this guy. I want this guy to make the roster by all means. But the exact opposite is happening. Again, he didn't have a single reception in team drills during minicamp, and he also did not make a catch in team drills during the lone OTA practice that was open to the media. He's a guy that was productive for the San Francisco 49ers, the San Diego Chargers, and also most recently the Indianapolis Colts. Inman has the ability to do a lot of things, but the big thing is that he is showing a lot of those traits that someone like Maurice Harris has, and obviously Maurice Harris is beating most of those wide receivers. So if Dontrell Inman is having a competition with someone like Maurice Harris, it is going to be a very tough time for him. And so really what the next step for Dontrell Inman is getting involved. If he does the same exact thing and he can't produce at all, both in training camp or even if he makes it to the preseason games, I'm telling you right now, 100% he will not make the roster. My next winner is actually another wide receiver, and that is wide receiver N'Keal Harry. And a lot of you, if you follow the Patriots minicamp and the media, you probably are like, dude, what the heck are you talking about? Literally, Stephon Gilmore shut down N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry had a terribly tough time getting past Stephon Gilmore. How the heck is he a winner? If anything, he should be a loser on your list. And really, that's exactly why he is a winner. Is because he is going up against Stephon Gilmore, the best cornerback in the NFL. And that's not my opinion. That is statistically. He was ranked the best cornerback last year. And that is who N'Keal Harry is being placed up against. The best cornerback in the entire NFL. In OTAs, N'Keal Harry was just burning. He was straight bullying these more second string type of cornerbacks in Jawan Williams, in guys like Deron Harmon, also guys like Jonathan Jones. So they decided to really put the test and put him against Gilmore. And I will say, he's having a tough time. He really didn't get that much catches. Gilmore was really, for the most part, shutting him down. But it's the fact that he is learning from the best cornerback in the NFL. And Gilmore also said that with some time, that N'Keal Harry can be something very good. He just has to keep practicing towards it. And that's something very big coming from someone like Gilmore. In minicamp, the Patriots seem to be intent on seeing if Harry could be equally dominant against the league's best cornerback. Really, the main reason that he is a winner here is that he drew coverage from someone like Gilmore, and that is a huge compliment, especially early on. Playing by Gilmore will only make N'Keal Harry better as he goes on, as he will learn how to beat Gilmore's blanketing coverage. And if he can do that, then there is no defender that N'Keal Harry can't beat. Keep in mind, Gilmore shut down some of the NFL's best wide receivers in the league. So even if Harry can't get past Gilmore, there's nothing you should be upset about. Keep in mind, Gilmore locked down receivers such as Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, DeAndre Hopkins. Like, do not worry if N'Keal Harry is struggling with someone like Stephon Gilmore. Just be happy that he is learning how to actually beat someone of the best top tier type of talent. My next loser is running back Sony Michel, another guy that I made an entire video about. Is Sony Michel injured? Is he not injured? Go watch out that video. I'll leave a link to that video also in the description below if you want to watch that afterwards. But really, that's the big thing. Sony Michel was only absent for one OTA of these off-season workout programs, missed the rest of the OTAs, did not go to any of the mandatory mini camps, and obviously that's an issue. And that's an issue for a couple different reasons, and keep in mind, Sony Michel will not be fighting for a roster spot. I guarantee you, Sony Michel makes the roster. There's no issue there. What Sony Michel is fighting for is the amount of reps he is getting, the amount of downs that he is going to play. Keep in mind, the Patriots have a huge, crowded running back core. They have Burkhead. They have Bolden. They just picked up a really good running back in the draft in Damian Harris, a guy who can do so many different things. And you also have James White. They're just a plethora of different running backs, and Sony Michel needs to do multiple different things in order to keep up with these other running backs. And if he is not there at these practices, then of course those other guys are going to stand out. And so Sony Michel, his snap count could see a decrease because of these other guys actually being in practice and showing that they can do different things and having the opportunity to work with coaches and work on different play packages. The other thing is that Sony Michel is not a threat in the passing game. In fact, he was barely a contributor in the pass game at all last year. And that's one of the biggest things, is that the Patriots want to get more dynamic with Sony Michel. And if Sony Michel can do that, then he is going to be more of a threat at running back. He's already an amazing running back, but he is nothing special when it comes to contributing in the pass game. And that's something that he has to work on with Tom Brady. When Sony's on the field, defenses and defensive coordinators are going to know that 95% of the time it's going to be a run because they don't run those passing type of packages with Sony Michel. So really, Sony and Tom Brady just desperately need to start working on this passing game in order for Sony Michel to be able to start learning and getting on the same level as Tom Brady in this type of passing game type of situation and scenario. My next winner is linebacker Jamie Collins. And guys, Jamie Collins has been a standout in OTAs. I actually made a video about him also if you want to watch something more in depth on him. But my biggest question for Jamie Collins when he got signed in the Patriots is, who is he playing with? Second string, third string starters, and he has come in and has already been plugged in as a starter. Now, obviously, that means someone had to get pushed down into like those second string type of linebackers, And sadly, that guy was a Landon Roberts. For me, no surprise there. But if you were a Patriots fan for a while and you know how Jamie Collins is with the Patriots a few years ago, then you know how dominant and elite he was. Got traded to the Cleveland Browns, and he was not that same guy. Raised a lot of eyebrows when he got re-signed by the Patriots, and I am happy to say that he's looking exactly like the old Jamie Collins. He's back here. He seems like he's back for the right reasons. He's building really great chemistry with guys like Hightower, Kyle Van Noy. Of course, he has great relationships with a bunch of the other guys, especially on defense. Coach being Gerard Mayo has been a really good thing for him also. But practice-wise, he has contributed pretty much everywhere. The Patriots are doing a lot of different things with him, setting him on the edge, really having him blitz, but also having him being a coverage style type of linebacker, which the Patriots really need, and that's something I've always said. He's had a few pass breakups and almost also had an interception, so he's really going to contribute there. And when you mix in the fact that he's producing on the field and also playing with the starters, there's nothing but a W for Jamie Collins. And I'm actually going to hit you with one more, and this is going to be another winner, and that is wide receiver Braxton Barrios. Guys, I told you that Braxton Barrios needed to start having a good offseason, especially a mini camp, to prove that he is still something, to prove he's still valuable. As we all know, Patriots kind of ghosted him with some type of unknown injury last season. Barrios is coming into a very crowded wide receiver group and really hasn't been talked about in OTAs whatsoever. And it was going to be hard for him to actually make the roster, and if he isn't able to make the final roster, then his time with the Patriots could be over. Barrios has made a multitude of different catches ever since really I made that video and I made that statement about him needing to really vamp up what he's doing on the field. One of those plays was included in him making a diving catch down the right side of the field, right in front of the media, in which afterwards all the coaches and all the other players around Barrios, everybody got so extremely hyped. Everybody was hyping up Braxton Barrios. Barrios got up and spiked the ball on the ground. It was just stated by the media as a very great play by Barrios. And then you mix in the fact that Barrios is really going after the same style that Edelman is. He's really following Edelman step by step, even wearing the same classic yellow undershirt that Edelman wears. So really just a W for Braxton Barrios so far, and I really hope he keeps it up. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on the winners and the losers of Minicamp? Let me know in the comments below, and also make sure you guys like and subscribe, as it helps me, the channel, and even you guys out very, very, very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody who knows when we go to the Patriots Global family, and other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.